This was disgusting. What's this?
Somebody linked this to me.
Yeah.
It's called the disgusting esports hotel situation.
Okay.
I have no idea why somebody linked this to me. I really don't.
I have no idea why somebody would link something disgusting to you, Asmon.
I would have a use for this.
Uh-huh. Sure. Trash
Morning.
maxing.
Welcome back. You person with a useless degree, did you lock in today?
Did I
That was a
lock
bit
in?
too personal. My bad. I know, guys, it's rough out here. Forced to choose a career path at 18 years old, and then forced to work said career until you're a hunched-over 70-year-old.
That's right.
With 100-year-old back pain.
Oof.
Anyone remember choosing this route during their character selection screen before being born?
See, I didn't like this. Yeah, I remember thinking the same thing whenever I was a kid. I was like, well, what if I just want to sit around and play video games all day and jack off? What if I don't want to have a job at all and I just want to
agree with the first
live
half.
off the government?
What if I want to sit around and play video games?
What if I want that?
It is what it is. Even though we want to lay down and rot our days away. There are times, though, when you need to chug an entire pot of coffee, sit your ass down, and panic focus.
All right, I drink a pot of coffee every day. I switched over to decaf, so it's decaf now, because apparently the doctor doesn't like my blood pressure being so high, but that just comes with the unk status, you know? It comes with being old.
You left all your responsibilities till the very last minute.
That's
Sound
right.
familiar? I got surprisingly good at that skill during my university days.
Yeah.
Being able to churn out a 2,000-word essay the day before it's due, while feeling like I'm about to be shipped off to the Hunger Games if I don't get it done. Am I proud of?
One time I had a group project that nobody had any progress on. I did the entire group project. I stayed up all night, and it was a morning class, and I drove to class, and I went to present the project, and I solo presented the project. Halfway through the presentation, the teacher realized that it was just me that knew everything, and he told me I had to stop talking, and then the other 3 people in the group had to explain the project.
I've been there. Not that exact scenario, but there's definitely been some group projects that I did in college that were just me.
It was one of it was so bad, bro. Like, it was so bad.
So getting my degree, speaking of college, getting my degree actually took 2 tries. First try, I went for mechanical engineering, and that didn't work out so well. And then I went for computer science. But in my first attempt, this was when I was like around the age of 20, you know, typical college age. I had this theory that if I just showed up to classes to take my final and to take my midterm, and I just aced those, the final and the midterm, then I wouldn't have to do any other work for the rest of the term. And on math, it works out. Like, it was, my classes were like 70% of the grade was final and midterm. So if I was able to ace those, then I would have passed the class. I thought that's a great idea, and I put this theory to the test, and it did not work out. I did not ace those. If I had been going to class and actually doing the work along the way, I might have aced them. I might have been able to ace the exams, but with only trying to study the night before, that did not work. Oh God, that was a big waste of money and a big waste of time. Whew, yeah. I was real dumb when I was younger.
Yeah, they got cooked. It was somehow, and like I remember they talked for like 30 seconds, right, 20 seconds, and then I started talking, and he's like, "Oh no, no."
How I permanently altered my sleep schedule forever?
What
No.
grade you get?
Did I shorten
I
my
got an
lifespan a
89.
bit? Perhaps. Was it undiagnosed ADHD?
It's the highest grade in the class.
Well, yes. This is how you get better at doing
Nobody
things,
got an
though.
A.
Doing it over and over again,
I was
going
so
through
mad.
some kind of anime training arc until you've mastered whatever skill you choose to invest your time into. Like gaming. There's this stereotype of hardcore gamers being real insufferable with really big egos and really greasy. And
True.
not the pack
I
with
wonder
me
why.
to go to Greece kind.
Get ready with me to go to Greece.
Oh my
While
gosh.
some of this is true, I think there's always a way to strike a good balance. Like when you drink hot tea at the Chinese restaurant to cancel out all the greasy dim sum calories you just ate. Let's just say, if I was training my Sims character to be the next Faker, right when it wakes up, I'd make it start gaming for a minimum of 2 hours, then force it to get up and stretch, go
Get food.
outside, touch some grass, talk to a person, come back, and start the training process
I don't know about that
all
part.
over again.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Be rich. No sleep though. Sleep is for the weak.
Yes.
Don't make me put you in the pool and delete the ladder. So go ahead, have your gaming marathons without feeling too
I've
guilty.
never played The Sims.
What's the worst that can happen? Oh,
Ooh.
the worst happened. Nothing more unsettling than the inevitable passing of time, making us question if
That's
anything
not the worst.
we do
It's definitely
truly
not.
matters at all.
Asmon, it's not the worst for you. But it's the worst for most people.
That is crazy. Can't
Sims
believe
is
how
a girl
fast time
game?
passes.
I know.
You blink, half your day is gone.
It is.
And yet, you still have so much to do. Whenever I'm trying to be productive, I make a huge to-do list and pretend I'm speedrunning a game of Tetris. A
That's
grocery
exactly what I did the other day. Like last time I took a day off, I don't want to say everything I did, but like I was on the phone making calls. I did like multiple monthly and yearly quests all in one day. I did everything.
run over here, exercise over there. Sure, I can squeeze in a few more hobbies, right?
I didn't get done till I was like- it
my
was
whole
like
screen is
8
bricked
PM.
up, and I got no more room for my health checkups. With all this stuff going on, finding
With
care
Israel?
shouldn't
Yeah.
be the trickiest
With
piece to fit into the jigsaw puzzle known as life. ZocDoc is a free app and website that helps you find and book
Check off all the
high-quality
hassles?
in-network
Yeah.
doctors so you can find someone you
Ed.
love. With more than
I cleaned off all, like,
150,000
my old
healthcare
mail and,
providers
like, everything.
nationwide, ZocDoc
Edge.
makes it easy to find a doctor who fits exactly what you're looking for, whether
ZocDoc.
that's an in-person visit or a video appointment from home.
ZocDoc.
Build the care
What?
team that's right for you. Search by specialty or symptom across 200 plus specialties.
Not gonna
from
lie, I'm
dermatology, dentistry, to
feel
primary
pretty
care
sus
and
about
eye care.
any of
Knowing
these
what your doctor is
types of
actually like
ads.
matters too. It's not just about credentials anymore.
I don't
That's
know.
why ZocDoc is
ZocDoc just
verified patient
something
results,
about
so
it
you
that
can see
feels
what
off to
others
me.
are saying
Not
before
sure
you
why.
book.
Why don't
Whether
you
you
check your
prefer a
provider?
doctor
I
who
don't know
gets
how it
straight to
works.
business or someone a little more personable, you're able to choose what works for you. Once you find the right match, book instantly using real-time availability. No waiting, no phone tag, just the care you need when you need it. Plus,
I
appointments
do
happen
feel like this is useful. Like, I hate having to make phone calls. Like, I'm like, honestly, I hate to say this, but I'm like one of those people that like I hate being on the phone. I hate people calling me. I hate people like I hate having to do something on the phone. I hate that shit.
I hate making phone calls, but when it comes to getting appointments and stuff done, I want to talk to someone, get everything figured out and done immediately. I don't want to deal with like trying to make sure that I have it right in some sort of app or some sort of sending an email or something, or like I just want to make sure that it's done and locked in and then be done with it. And the fastest way to do that is to actually talk to a person and get it done. Take 3 minutes or whatever. I hate the call, but it's worth it.
fast, within 24 to
Drives me
72
crazy.
hours, and sometimes even on the same day. So stop putting
just
off
don't like
those
it.
doctor's appointments and go to
It's not like I can't do it. I
ZocDoc.com/evasion
just-
to find and instantly book
I
a
hate it.
doctor you love today. That's
how it is.
ZocDoc.com/evasion,
Same, I hate people. I know.
ZocDoc.com/evasion. Thanks,
It's the worst.
ZocDoc, for sponsoring this message.
Yeah.
So there's this hotel in
words a millennial?
Chongqing,
Yeah.
a city in China, that specializes in long stays for esports players for when they really need to lock in, offering
So there's a hotel in China that's only for esports players to just live there.
This is gonna be real gross, isn't it?
What do they? I wonder if they
gonna
give you
be
like employees the hazmat suits.
Real gross.
If that's like the default.
private rooms equipped with high-end gaming PCs, fast internet, and dedicated gaming chairs.
Don't use the blacklight in those rooms.
There's actually quite a
God.
handful of these types of hotels in China. From the more expensive luxury rooms with
nice.
nice furniture and beautiful LED lights, to the bare bones of esports hotels, they'll still meet all your
Wait, what do you mean the bare bones? This is beautiful. This is nicer than my house.
That is actually like really nice.
What's
What
he
is
talking this
about?
shit for?
Bare
basic
bones.
needs.
What do you
Sleep
mean?
3 feet away from your
That's
PC.
great.
Bathroom, eat, game, and hopefully shower.
Uh-huh.
Hey, if I was
It's a hotel room. Like, what do people expect it to be? Most hotel rooms aren't there. You don't spend a ton of time in the hotel room. If you're going and traveling, I don't understand buying a super expensive hotel room that it's not like you're going to stay there. You want to get out and go and explore and visit wherever you're at. So I don't know. A hotel room just needs to be a place for you to store your stuff and a place for you to sleep at night. That's about it.
I was training a Sims esports team, I'd stick them in here. These rooms are like male living space adjacent. Not quite raw mattress on the floor next to TV on the floor.
I don't see anything wrong with this. This may be the perfect room.
Beautiful.
No furniture. These are like a couple steps.
That's the way this room used to be, by the way. It used to be one sofa mattress on the floor, a TV on the floor, and the Super Nintendo. And
Yeah, I got married and now I have to like not sleep on a couch anymore and sleep in a bed. Man, weird.
the year was 2010.
Up from that, because at least hotels have cleaning
That's it.
staff
That's
who
all
will
was in this
tidy up
room.
and wipe down your living space. The only catch, you do have to let them inside. A man was staying in one of these esports hotels where he spent his entire time being a hardcore gamer, click-clacking his days away until he becomes Faker
Until he died.
Imida levels of good. He was
Oh,
the
what a
poster
retard.
child of locking in. The times when he would actually leave his room were so rare, the staff didn't even know what he looked like. Usually, hotels will have a policy where rooms have to be cleaned after a certain amount of days to maintain hygiene standards. But maybe since this is an esports hotel, they know not to disturb gamers during the middle of training.
Isn't it really expensive to stay in a hotel for a long period of time like that, though? Like, if he's staying until he's great and just training there, then wouldn't it be cheaper to just have a apartment or something that you're staying in? I don't understand.
Is this perhaps Schrodinger's gamer? If I worked here, I would constantly be thinking, is there even anyone in this room? The last time I was in there, 2 years ago. Thankfully, this elusive guest did actually exist. And it wasn't until he checked out after his 2-year-long gaming session when the staff
2
realized
years. Holy.
He checked into a hotel for 2 years. Nobody even knew what he looked like.
Oh my god. That is wild.
That's legendary.
Oh.
I'm gonna be honest. Like that's incredible.
Maybe it's just my midlife mindset, but dude, that's got to be so expensive. Where do you come up with the money for that?
Wow.
something was off. Why does it smell like an entire Asian restaurant was left out in the sun?
Holy.
It's not that bad.
Shut the f up, Asmon.
I mean, like,
Shut
it's
up,
really not.
Asmon.
You clean that up in like maybe a couple hours. That's nothing. Yeah, that's not. Yeah,
Not that bad. Oh my.
Yeah.
I have
Right.
so many questions.
Yeah.
Why was he even able to play games when the
Well, he probably. I mean, maybe that's why he left. That's what it could be. Is that like
He
after
left
2
'cause-
years he ran out of room?
Yeah, he couldn't game anymore. How do
He
you
probably
get
ran out of room, so then he
from
was trying
the
to go
bed
somewhere
to
else.
the chair?
Yeah, he ran out of space. Exactly.
garbage pillow fort he made over there is over 6 feet tall, blocking
Yeah.
both monitors? I'm so nervous, you guys. From the looks of it, the garbage pile extends all the way around the corner,
Yeah,
where
of
I'm
course.
assuming his bed and blanket
probably worse
made
over
out
there.
of plastic bags would be. You know what, though?
He honestly probably has some legal liability for damages at this point. There's so much there that there's certainly rodents and other rodents, bugs, critters of all sorts that are now living in that absolute mess. And those do permanent damage to the room. So he's probably has some legal liability.
The floor to the entrance is surprisingly tidy-ish. At least he cleaned a little before checking out
Yeah.
by pushing all the garbage further into the room. This
Yeah,
right
exactly.
here is someone's beautifully staged picture of their clean home, and right outside the area they cropped out is, damn,
The actual
you
home.
live like this? And last
Yeah.
question, I promise. You can stay in a hotel room for that long without anyone checking up on you? Guess the sweet life.
That's one thing. Is like I figure like they would want to go in there just to make sure you're not. I don't
Dead?
know, like performing human sacrifices. Like I don't know. It's just me.
Of Zach and Cody is scientifically accurate. Cleaning crews then spent 3 whole days clearing trash and disinfecting the room. Staff claim the guest still owes more than 10 days in unpaid fees, totaling roughly $400 USD. Hotel
$400 for 10 days? 40 bucks? That is not nearly as expensive as I thought it would be. How they got them hotels so cheap? What?
Management said the matter has not been reported to the police, and they currently do not plan to pursue further action. That's
Oh, he's lucky. He's lucky that they're not pursuing further action.
They probably never want to see him again. They're just thinking, thank God he's gone. Thank God. All right, that's fine. Yep, okay, got it. Let's move on. Let's go.
actually crazy.
Yep, all right,
I really
we're
hope
out.
they gave the staff who had to deal with this paid time off and a vacation and a bonus.
Cut
I
your
don't even
losses.
think an industrial strength power washer would be able to get this room back to its original condition. Yes, you can pick up the trash and Lysol the hell out of the walls and the ceiling, but the
Lysol? What the fuck is that? Is
bathroom,
that for...
Oh,
with all these stacks
no.
of used toilet paper, you'd think he was in the middle
Oh, no.
Why is there nothing? Why is there no...
Oh. I think I might be sick.
Why can I not see anything on the used toilet?
Oh, good. Good God.
I guess he must have been
Oh.
playing Brown Dust too.
of doing a budget mummy cosplay.
That's
From a
disgusting.
butt, I would rather take my chances in a Resident Evil bathroom than step foot in here. I guess we don't know the full story. Maybe the toilet stopped working at some point.
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
his diet consisted of copious amounts of pop and
So?
takeout food, or maybe he had no time to flush
So what?
because his 200th game of the day was about to queue up.
So for most people, that's unhealthy, Asmongold. Not everyone's got your weird metabolism that can somehow run on nothing but Dr. Pepper.
All I gotta say is, Airbnb, when you charge me a cleaning fee for not moving a chair back to its original position, just know it could be worse. It could be worse.
They
So
have cleaning fees for that? I rented an Airbnb, but like I had an assistant do it for me, so like I don't even know how much it was. They have cleaning fees for Airbnb? So I cleaned that shit up for nothing.
No, they Airbnbs have cleaning fees, and they require you to clean. It's a racket.
Fuck.
Is this just a case of locking in too
Well,
hard,
I-
or is there something else going on here? You might
She's
be
a
familiar
hotel?
with the term bed rotting, where you spend the entire day doom scrolling, only leaving your bed
Yeah.
to go eat, use the washroom, or to go lay down somewhere else. The opposite of a rising
I
ground.
actually have done that. I've gotten up and then I've gotten out of bed and I've gone upstairs and I went on the computer for like 5 minutes. I was like, oh man, bro, I'm gassed out. I'm tired. I gotta go lay down. I want to lay down on the fucking bed.
Mindset where you turn your brain off.
That
and
was
go
me today?
full-on
Is that right?
autopilot mode. There are varying degrees of rot, however. Level 1 is your casual lazy
Uh-huh.
vlog, where you come with me to try the viral bed rotting, where
Oh,
you set
bro.
up your tripod, film yourself aesthetically watching movies while being
Oh.
comfy and cozy
She loves bed rotting.
in bed.
Yeah. Why is it
That ain't
women
bed
can
rotting.
be all cute about this, but the time that a guy does it, he's a loser?
The amount of work involved to get that all set up, and the food on nicely trade like that, that ain't bed rotten. That's cultural appropriation, is what that is.
Like, women do it and it's cute and endearing, and then men do it and they're like, oh, you know what? This is so disgusting. This guy isn't doing anything with his life. He needs to move on.
Let's face it, Asmongold. By and large, women are just more cute and endearing about just about everything. So it's no surprise with this too.
Like, what the fuck, man? Is there women? Do we just expect them to be useless? Is that it?
No.
For an
No.
unproductive day, looking this put together, spending your time editing a vlog to post on TikTok while supposedly in hibernation
that
mode
it?
is too high energy. That's like at least a couple hours of using your brain and working. Level 2
Yeah.
is when you're so mentally drained from working all week, you have no energy to
That's more than a couple of hours. He's talking about the setup. But then there's also, you gotta clean all that stuff. All those dishes that you made from weird, like, fancy attempt at chocolate and strawberries and stuff. Nah. No. That ain't bed right. You're putting in, like, most of a full day's work doing that.
do anything else. Instead
Yeah.
of hitting the gym, meeting up with
Weekends
friends,
are for sleeping the entire day until the afternoon.
and finishing up that huge list of errands, we just default to bed and phone.
Too dirty.
As fun as it is to joke about the bed rotting thing, like, men out there, come on. Get it together. Get up, go to the gym, get some work in, better yourself. You can do it. You should do it. Okay, I'll get off my soapbox now.
Wait, what is this? Too dirty for the bed, too tired for a shower, so on the floor it is?
What do you mean too dirty for the bed?
What the fuck?
If you get your
Phone.
sheets
I
dirty,
have
just wash
bed,
them.
I have
What
phone.
the
I have
fuck?
purse. And we laugh at
Damn.
our silly little memes.
Having a roommate's so embarrassing because why did you just watch me rot in bed since 5 p.m.?
Quick video interruption. I've been putting out at least one video a day. If I brought you any enjoyment, I would appreciate if you would like, subscribe, and leave a comment. I do read all of them. Thanks. Back to the video.
What do you mean?
Level 3 is when things start getting scary. Almost bordering on
That's fine.
man stays in esports hotel for 2 years levels of scary.
When bed rotting, girls see what real bed rotting is. See, that's the thing, right? Is like everybody thinks it's cute, where it's like, you know, some like fucking some like upper middle class white girl that's been pampered her whole life. Her idea of bed rotting is that she orders DoorDash and she lays in bed all day and watches Love Island. And meanwhile, you compare this to The Last Boss, Japanese VTubers, and their stream setups are like out of Chernobyl. They take a photo of this and I start getting tagged in it. That's bad. Stolen Valor, brother? This.
Everyone bed rots for different reasons, and it actually does calm you down in small doses. But doing it too much is when you start going down the slippery slope of depression
Being
and
fat
social isolation.
and
Think
fat.
of bed rotting
Yeah.
as a dopamine cheat code. Our brains are dopamine junkies, and low effort activities like scrolling and liking funny videos give us instant hits with minimal effort. However,
Yes.
these dopamine prices short circuit the process, making staying in bed more appealing than other activities that
That's
require
right.
effort.
Yes.
Over time, your brain begins to crave only this kind of easy, low-level stimulation.
That's right.
The result, a shorter attention span, reduced motivation, and a vicious cycle of chasing instant gratification.
That's me.
Hate to admit, but I guess our boomer parents were right.
Yeah.
We're eating too much dopamine because we can't put down this damn phone. So the trick to counteract your brain needing so much stimulation to feel anything at a baseline level is to be bored more often. Like those
I think that there are people that like, I mean, for me, like, I stream every single day, right? And so like, and then after I stream, I do other things too on top of that.
Yeah.
And in the process of doing all these things, very obviously, like, I'm busy. And so to me, if I have a bed rotting day, this is like, I'm like recovering, right? I mean, this is like,
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with taking time to rest. Like, rest is important. The idea of taking rest and the Sabbath goes back to the very first book of the Bible. There's nothing wrong with resting, recovering. But if all you do is bed rot, if you're only bed rotting, then you gotta take a deep look at your life and see if maybe some things need to change. Like even Asmongold ended up cleaning his room.
like a fucking, I'm like in a rest area. This is like I'm gaining rested experience or something. So, but I think there are some instances. My Arab father unironically raw dogs flights. No music, no games, no show, nothing. Just alone. Raw dogging a flight? You mean sitting
Nope.
on an airplane?
Yes, that's the term for sitting on an airplane without anything. It's raw
Like-
dogging.
You mean sitting on... What?
I'm very tall. I'm over 6 foot tall, and the seats on airplanes are horribly uncomfortable. I never have any sort of head or neck support because I'm just towering over the seats. So I can't sleep on an airplane. It just doesn't happen. The few times I do nod off, I end up with terrible pain in my neck. So I need something. I'm not just going to sleep through an airplane flight. I need something.
What do you mean raw dogging up? You mean sitting...
People who raw dog 2-hour flights
And
where
she's
they get on the
laughing
plane,
at...
sit
Look,
in the
he's just...
their seat,
Just
with
raw dogged an 8-hour flight.
no phone, no music, no movies,
Just
not even an
instructions?
overpriced magazine from the airport. It's
Yeah.
basically like giving yourself a digital detox so you can come back to life more focused without needing a YouTube essay,
Raw
podcast,
dog a whole flight staring at November 19th on a calendar app. God damn.
TV show playing in the back, just so you
God
can
damn.
fold some
No.
laundry
She never
and play
gonna forget
Fortnite
that.
at the same time. I
Can't
got into
do it.
playing trading card games recently, specifically Riftbound and Magic. Gotta
I'm not
say,
that strong.
these nerds are onto something. I've been doom scrolling a lot less and seeing my friends more often in person. Oh, and also meeting new people while playing is
Magic
pretty
the
cool.
Gathering.
How y'all doing?
Okay, but maybe life is too hard, and you can never seem to get ahead. No matter how many rise and grind influencer crash courses you listen to, and all you want to do is lay down on the ground and 1,000-yard stare until it's time for bed.
Magic is just way too expensive for me. I used to play, but man, I had some friends that got really into it, and friends that were making good money too at the time, and they delved in deep. And when my deck is worth about $1.50 and their deck is worth over $300, who's gonna win? It just stops being fun after a while when it's, you know that you're going to lose. There's no real competition anymore.
China, there's a trend called Bailan, which translates to let it rot. Since there's so many
This is how
societal
you.
pressures to
There are a lot of instances that we can tell China is becoming more westernized and more capitalist. Number one, their kids don't want to be doctors and engineers; they want to be influencers like us. Number two, there's like a new vocabulary for them doing fucking nothing. And number three, they're getting fat. You're welcome.
do well in school, have a family, acquire lots of wealth, climb the corporate ladder by working 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. every day. Young people are saying,
They are.
nah, that's crazy. I'm gonna go cosplay as a rat instead, which is an actual term that's been trending in China.
Oh.
Basically, in this trend, the reason why it's called the 老鼠人, the rat people trend, is because rats turn to be most active during the night. And what you see in this lifestyle is that people are mostly active during the night, and they spend their days sleeping the hours away, scrolling on their phones.
If you're actually productive at night, I don't see a problem with being kind of more nocturnal. I don't see that as a problem.
Well, I was doing that.
Yeah.
That's not.
Plenty of people work
That's a-
night jobs.
I think that was a word. Like, that's what I always did.
Instead of trying to achieve this seemingly impossible high standard of living without
Like,
going through a mental breakdown,
what's wrong with
the
that?
rat people are waking up at noon, eating takeout, having a nap, going on their hamster wheel of running through their social media feeds, while using the least amount of energy and money as possible for the day.
Using those little amount of money for the day, that's me every day. Good Lord, I'm trying to save and pinch pennies. I'm cheap. I wish I could say I'm frugal, but I'm not. I'm cheap. Any money that we get, I'd much rather find a way to spend it on my wife than me. Any extra money. So, yeah. I see nothing wrong with the trying to spend as little money as possible.
拍照已经2点了，我对自己还是有点避数。收拾完出去，天黑了，没必要。
This is a way for the younger generation to reject the stressful lifestyle of being as productive as possible for the better good of society. Like, why would we want to do all that when the odds are stacked against us? And
Not for the better good of society, do it at least for the better good of yourself and your loved ones. Work hard, you can do it. I do understand that it's worse out there when it comes to job market. It's worse out there now than probably it's ever been. At least it feels that way.
all we get in return after working for 50 years is stress-related hair loss and no retirement plan.
Exactly. Yeah.
就是很枯燥、很乏味，就是平常也是能混就混，乏味就是每天工作。
Unironically, I think
same things
AI
every
will
day.
help with a lot of the tedious work.
假如领导
If my boss tells me to do something, I will ask if I can do it tomorrow, or I will ask, can somebody else do it, or can I not
In
do it?
Japan, there are people known as
If my boss asks me to do something, I will ask him if I can not do it. crazy.
Oh,
bro. Like,
that's
hikikomoris, who have more of
in my experience, that's a way to no longer have a job again. Or to no longer have a job anymore.
a bedrotting adjacent type of lifestyle. The reason these young recluses never leave their homes isn't because they're part of a social movement who's rejecting a specific way of life. They've become so scared to go out into the real world, they would rather stay indoors where it's safe, and they can pursue their hobbies and interests in peace, often relying on support from their parents or the government. This can happen because of trauma, the overwhelming pressure society puts on you to keep up with your peers, or hikikomoris have gotten so used to social isolation, it's normal for them now, which can
Honestly,
sometimes
a really
lead to
sad
what we know
state.
as extreme trash hoarding.
Holy.
This has got to be bullshit. Like, there's no...
I mean, obviously, this isn't their front door or the door
There's
that
no
they
way.
use.
Like, I'm
to
sorry.
get in
There's
and
no
out.
way this is real. No. Like, what is... There's no way. How do you get out?
There's another door, Asmon. Come on. Think for a little bit.
The trash houses are a rising phenomenon. So it's straight... Bro, it's top to bottom DoorDash.
There's a part of me that looks at that and just thinks, man, we waste so much materials on packaging in our country. Well, I guess this probably isn't in the US, but we waste so much on packaging. All of that garbage being created.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so watching the viral Netflix for 6 hours without changing my pajamas all day is child's play compared to this. These rooms are the final bosses of bed rotting. I made a video a while ago about Asian trash home influencers who got famous for their eccentric lifestyles
I
of
watched that one.
cooking food alongside
I
their
didn't.
cockroach sous chefs.
Cockroach sushi. What? What am I about to
This
see?
is the one I remember. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh no, I feel like that Ratatouille movie had something to do
Oh,
with
no.
this. And adding a touch of mold to everything they eat.
I don't know what is blurred.
I'm still very unsure about whether their
Why-
whole persona is a shtick or some kind of long con to farm views. But seeing
I can
Do they
answer
not
that.
understand what a pan is?
So basically, for me, I mean, you can see pictures of me. Like, let me see if I can pull one up. Is there an image? Because I had one image of my old room.
Pull it up, Jamie.
There was an image of my old room that I had. I don't know where it is. Fuck, bro. I might not be able to find it. Oh, man. Well, anyway, it's the exact same as it was, right? It was really the exact same. If somebody finds it, they let me know. But, like, yeah, this is what I used to do forever.
this esports hotel video, maybe want to check up on them. And I see that they're both still around, fit as a fiddle.
Ooh. Oh, that's right.
Their immune systems probably have developed poison resistance at this point. Anyway.
No, it's actually, it's that you always do the same thing. Like, the human body is meant to do the same thing a lot. So, like, if your body is used to you eating badly cooked food, then it will just be okay with that. Like, for me, I live the same way.
I don't know that
like
that's true.
It adapts. Yeah, you just adapt.
I mean, yeah, there's some level of adaptation.
Wakey,
but...
time to get up. Put the phone, laptop, flat screen TV down. This is the last video for this doom scrolling session. I know, I'm already starting to sound like someone's boomer parent, but any more...
Unlikely that this video would end up in a doom scrolling session. It's over 20 minutes long. Doom scrolling sessions primarily consist of videos under 5 minutes, probably mostly under a minute long videos.
Cheap hits of dopamine. Please, son, we're worried for you. You haven't left your room for days, and it smells. Why do you keep saying 6-7? 6-7? Tell you what, let's go reset our nervous systems together.
Which
we'll go
percentage
book
of mold
plane
are
tickets
you?
for
No.
tonight, show up to the
About
airport
to
with
raw
nothing
dog
but our
this 2-hour
passports,
flight?
go to our seat, and sit there for the full 2 hours without any type of mental stimulation. We're gonna feel so refreshed. If you need a cheaper option,
That was honestly pretty good for the pilots. I enjoyed the little meme there. Very good.
Imagine your pilot's like, are you gonna raw dog this flight? No, I've got Netflix set up. Oh, bro, we're going into a building.
you could Stare at the wall. Everyone's
no.
got one or two of those. Oh, and tap the like button to respond to that with a, okay, see you at the airport tonight,
doomed.
Dad. Have a good day, try not to be dumb, and see you in the next one.
Oh no, you've ended up in my den. You must think that this is the end, but you have no need to fret. There's still more to come yet. Click on subscribe to let YouTube know just how far this channel should go. More will come later, or if you so need, click on another video to see more of me in your feed.